Ladies and gentlemen, a good evening to you from the Italian pod. I'm your host Menoscan, and these are my co-hosts as always. From England, we have Lord Ra.
Hello, everybody.
And from Mexico, we have Eagle Ceres.
¿Qué onda, raza?
What the hell does that mean?
The same thing I always say, only more Mexican street. Well, more Mexican, more
What do you
vernacular.
know what you always say? You have a catchphrase now?
Pretty much. I'm always saying like, hi everybody, but in Spanish.
Okay. I had to learn that. So, how's your weekend been, guys?
Very liquid.
What do you mean very liquid?
You're familiar with the phrase, we had a liquid lunch? That's basically when you go down the pub at lunchtime. Yes. Eagle evidently has been on the cans, or bottles, certainly been on the ales.
Technically, I was on the bucket.
Fair dues.
Fair
So
dues.
better than my week. Yeah. Well, better than my weekend.
Yeah.
I had to,
Yeah, go ahead.
I had to go to work yesterday. It wasn't even in my department. I had to help out in the factory.
What do you
So
mean?
I had to do physical labour.
Oh,
That's why it took. I know. I had to move shit around.
Nah.
I've had to do that since Wednesday. It was awful. I've been really tired until about an hour ago when things started to look up. But that's another story.
Yeah, that's a proud thing for us, guys. And what about you, Igor? How was your week?
Week in general, since I was last week out on a family trip, got back, did some work, and I was out all day yesterday, early on, hanging out with a friend that's actually my other trip buddy that went to Japan with me last year. He's heading out tomorrow back to good old Nippon for another 3 more weeks. Such an envious bastard right there.
Bah.
So I'm very envious right now.
Yeah,
A
I
bit salty.
guess you are.
Japan,
Yeah?
Japan's a great place to visit. It's a great place to visit. Living there, it will be quite the challenge. But it's a great place to visit, and should look into it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think travelling's great. So what do I know about anything? I'm a professional shitlord.
Well, I was having, I'd say I had a good weekend so far. Especially because I went to see a movie. Basically, it's about the story of a DJ I really like. And basically, I was having a pretty good day, but then I got in a Twitter fight with a guy because he said that it was, it's a bad movie, technically bad, Okay, so basically this guy was getting in a PC because I liked it, I said it was a good creative movie, and I really liked the other shit he liked. Basically, he listed a series of movies that are same old. Basically, the movie I went to see was a movie that was made on a budget. There were a couple of good actors, but they were created with a script, with with script, with the editing, and really with the pacing, with the directing. It was good. It was a good movie. It wasn't perfect, but it was a good movie. No, basically it was bad, and I was a fanboy because everything is shit. And then I reminded him. Basically, now I blocked him, but basically these guys were on a budget, but they got one of the best actors alive in Italy on this movie. So calling that guy a bad actor, just that lets you know what kind of person this guy was. Because now he blocked me, so I blocked him. He was starting to insult me, personally. So I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's you don't have. If someone's hurling abuse at you on Twitter and you don't like it, you always block them.
Yeah, I just,
But
but the thing is, I like insulting back because I usually insult better. So. Okay, anyway.
Hey, flame wars are fun. Flame wars are fun until it gets to a point where it becomes a legal issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we have a kind of special episode because it's basically only video games. All the issues we have for today are about video games. We have 5 video games to talk about, and then we have a little special something that we're going to play because we're actually putting some music on this show for the first time. So I guess we should start with the most recent one we had. With most recent controversy when it comes to video games. I'm talking about the fighting game called Skullgirls, Second Anchor. So, do you guys know what that game is?
Yeah. I had a chance to look it up for a little while. Haven't been able to play. It's not really my cup of tea, but you know what? I love the graphics. It's kind of it's the graphics engine. It's a throwback to those like 1930s, 1940s style cartoons, but it's a good graphics engine. It measures up with like Street Fighter V and everything. It's very original. The content's pretty nice. Most of the fighting characters, if any, are female, but they're all drawn cartoonish, and it's all good and fun. But I'll leave it up to you, Minus, to talk about the reason why it's become so
controversy. Okay, for those who have been following it more than just recently, you could know that basically it happened a few months ago. It was in 2015. There was a controversy because they decided to remove a few sprites, basically a few seconds of animations for a character, because you could flip. Basically, you could see under the skirt. Basically, it was animation for a fighting move, and you could see under the skirt for a few seconds. They removed it. Basically, I'm not into fighting games. I wasn't into Skullgirls for sure. Even if they got Zone, a pretty famous internet hentai artist, to do the character designs, which was kind of cool. But the thing is, they removed that without really not knowing why. But I can understand why, because I guess because it was a particularly racy animation, and they wanted to, I guess widen the audience. So there was a big. Controversy over that. Most people say, people defending it, no, it's not bad, it's only a few animation, you're getting too picky, these are good games. Okay, my point was, as I said, the point is not that they removed the panties. The point is that this guy, it was a Kickstarter game. So they made that game for people who paid for it beforehand, without even telling anyone, without asking anyone. They went and modified the product and they went and declared that there was no going back, there was no way to reverse this, even if you were a Kickstarter backer. And that rubbed me the wrong way, because I said, so what stops them from doing it again, changing the stuff you already paid for without asking you first? Well, lo and behold, now they're getting a PS4 and PS Vita release, and guess what happened?
More stuff's being changed, which is not on. I know, it's Kickstarter has a bad enough reputation for, well, crowdfunding in general, really, because it's not just, we shouldn't just pick on Kickstarter because there's Indiegogo and there's
I'm not picking on Kickstarter. I'm picking on Skullgirls here, because there were some Kickstarters that went good.
Oh yeah, and a lot. There are a lot that raise far more money than they need to and then don't deliver. I can't think what famous example of that it comes to mind, but you know what I mean. But yeah, there are many reputations for
or something.
It was a versus thing, and yes, and then there was that. Star Illegal Immigrant? No, the other one, Star Citizen. Yeah, $110 million and it ain't ready. Things happen. So
yeah.
So yeah, it's bad enough reputation at the best of times that suddenly thing has to change because of unforeseen circumstances, and it's unfortunate, but real life happens. And then people behind the scenes balls things up, like Mighty Number 9.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm being sold a cute, slightly risque fighting game and you're removing the risque elements, you have changed the deal, and I would want a refund.
Yeah.
That's how it.
Yeah,
That's
but basically that's the point. This is my biggest fuck you, I told you so moment in recent memory for me, because I told you so. You, when I say you, I'm people. I remember discussing this on forums, on TFF too. There is this guy, I think. I don't even remember. Basically, a moron. Basically, this guy has been. Basically, I don't even remember him from before, but basically, this guy has been discussing, has been on the opposite side of whatever I say for basically everything. One particular stance was Skullgirls, and the particular stance was, dude, what stops them from doing it again? They did it again! I fucking told you so! I fucking told you so! They did it again! So, really, I guess that because, more upskirts. They changed more upskirts because they were racy, because you could see under skin. But the problem is, they're going to modify the PC version too. So, they're modifying stuff people already paid for. Because you let them do that once already.
give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah,
these people are terrible, and then they demand all these changes, and then they were, I was never going to buy it anyway. Which is, no, it's not.
And I'll be honest, I got to play a little bit. I didn't really Kickstarter into it. I got to play. I got to see a lot of the gameplay videos. I like what I see, and it's if you ever got to play any of the Marvel versus Capcom games, any of those crossover games, it's that kind of frantic fighting game style. But the cartoon art, the animation style is so well fluid. It's a game that me as a fighting game aficionado would like to see at Evolution tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But with the developers going all suddenly, nope, just changing it. Our decisions. We were already thinking about this all the way months ago. But why didn't you brought it up until the last minute? Because somebody told you to censor something.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think someone told them, because again, this is not because someone told them. These are decisions they took on their own without consulting their backers first, because they wanted to broaden the audience, I guess. Dude, you made a game and you had Zone design the character. You were pretty much niched from the get-go. You're a fighting game, for fuck's sake.
Let's add on to that. It's a fighting game, so you're excluding, I want to say, a good chunk of the casual audience, because not all the casual players love competitive fighting games. It was designed to be a tournament style, or a game that should be balanced to be played in international tournaments. It's cartoonish. Not everybody loves their cartoon fighting games. And then you go ahead and get one of the most well-renowned / infamous artists on the internet that is known for their lewd drawings, and that was your selling point.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's also
you can't just say you're doing this to get more people. You're already getting who you're gonna get. You're not gonna get more.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's really abysmal. And I'm fucking sure there are still people going to defend this. But the thing is, I'm angry at those people. I don't really fucking care, because I don't kickstart. I didn't kickstart this. I didn't play this. I'm not even that much into fighting games, unless it's like Mortal Kombat and they actually try to give it a fucking story mode. But the thing is, if basically
at least they got one.
More people are going to think that it's okay to do this shit. That's what gets me angry. You're going to ruin it for other Kickstarted games, for other people. Okay, so it's okay to take this money and do whatever the fuck we want after, even ignoring what we delivered to you in the first place, modifying it whenever the fucking you want, because you want to. I don't know. Really, I don't know what they want to do, but this is really fucking stupid.
I get wanting to be as broad audience as possible because these things cost money and you want a return on your investment. But if you're going to hire a famous artist famous for lewd imagery, why would you have? You're banking on his brand recognition as part of it's the art on this. It's like
It's like
it would be imagine Superman now is going to be drawn by Hieronymus Bosch or Picasso. You're going by the brand recognition of Picasso or Hieronymus Bosch, but then you say, "Oh, by the way, your things have to look like this." It's like, what's the whole point of doing that? It's what they should have done in the first place is made a nice board fighting game, and then said, for those who want something a bit saucier, we're reducing this thing, cost a little bit extra, put in this cheat code. Like in the original Mortal Kombat, you put in cheat code, you got all the blood back in. Yeah, because they had to remove it because this was in the early days of in the 90s. Violent games, horror. So these things cause all sorts of drama. But yeah,
pretty much.
And considering we're in an age where visual novels are starting to hit in the West, visual novels in Japan are of two flavors: just plain vanilla and a rocky road. AKA, it can be all ages with a lot of the implied stuff left implied, or it could just be full lemon with every single detail. In some cases, gory or lewd. Really, not shown, but you can read it, and it's still a better read than 50 Shades.
Well, I should the keyboard would be a better read than 50 Shades. Yeah. But
why I brought that to the table is, you offer the all ages version, which is just a story and nothing questionable.
Else. You can skip the fights. Maybe you can skip the fights.
or you leave the fights because it's part of the storyline, but you skip the questionable NC-17 stuff because kids might read this.
Yeah.
But again, like Ross said, you offer it on the side as an extra. You charge $5-10 more dollars or euros or quid, whatever you want to charge, and have it as an add-on. Not just go ahead and say, okay, we're about to release, but we're going to chop down this and this and this because we said so. Instead of, hey, we play tested, we didn't get a good response on it, or the fandom didn't really respond positively to it. Okay, we'll take it out, or we'll leave it as a per request item.
Oh well.
Yeah. Okay. It's like DLC. There you are. You sell it. You sell your losers DLC. There you are. Everyone's a winner.
Final thoughts before we get to the next video game on the list.
Final thoughts, Skullgirls. If you like cartoony brawler, fighting games, not just brawlers, because brawlers like Final Fight. I'd still recommend it. I would wait until it's finally full release and they do their patching for normal balancing and not for editing Pantsu away.
Yeah, pretty much. You, Ra?
Should have done it as vanilla and added the losers DLC. Fighting games aren't my thing. I don't have the fast enough reflexes to bash the buttons suitably to win. I always feel like, how am I doing this horribly wrong? They're not for me, but if you like them, you like them, and hey, I'm sure I like lots of things that other people hate. So what? Each their own. But yeah, you shouldn't be changing things that people actually decided that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
No, that's mean-spirited and possibly breach of contract.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, and speaking of mean-spirited and breach, this time not of contract, but of trust, because this is a breach of trust, not a breach of contract, we come to Baldur's Gate. Now, you know Baldur's Gate, you know Baldur's Gate 2, one of the great isometric RPGs of its time, of all time, really, especially the sequel. The first isn't aged as well. But anyway, now a new expansion is coming out. It's already come out, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it's called the Siege of Spear Keep, something like that, I think.
Dragon Spear? Dragon Spear?
Yeah, the Siege of
Dragon Spear. That's something I saw earlier online, but
Siege of Dragon Spear.
Again.
Anyway, these of course, a lot of people were excited for it because, you know, Baldur's Gate, we got a sequel. Even it's not really a sequel, it's more like an expansion pack, but we got something. This is cool, this is fun, this is exciting. And then that interview came out. What are we talking about exactly? Did you guys read the interview?
I glanced at something.
I did. I don't know. I just tried to forget it because it disappointed me it disappointed me the way they resolved it. Basically saying, "Yeah, we changed this because basically the answer we started to hear this year because it's 2016."
Yeah. Let me on the Pascal explain what are we talking about? What interview? Who was interviewed? It was the writer for the game, for the new Baldur's Gate. She's called Amber Scott. And what did she say on the interview? For Kotaku, too.
I'm sorry. I don't read Kotaku anymore.
Yeah, okay. I'm reading you a paragraph. I use archive. So this is the paragraph where basically a lot of people said, "What the fuck are you doing? If there was something for the original Baldur's Gate that just doesn't mesh for modern day gamers like the sexism, we try to address that," said writer Amber Scott. In the original, there is a lot of jokes at women's expense, or if not a lot, there is a couple, like Safana was just a sex object in Baldur's Gate 1, and Jahira was the nagging wife that was played for comedy. We were able to say like, no, that's not really the kind of story we want to make. In Siege of Dragon Spear, Safana gets her own little storyline, she got a way better personality upgrade. If people don't like that, then too bad. There is also 4 new companions, one of whom is gay, one of whom is bisexual. So, token characters, check. Altering the original, because 2016, check. And so basically they put a social justice warrior, who's also a fan of Anita Sarkeesian, in charge of writing the script for the new Baldur's Gate game. I was really disappointed when they discovered this. And as you were explaining, what's the justification that they said for all these changes, Eagle? Eagle?
I'm sorry.
I know.
It irks me because the thing is, it's become an issue where, you know, I understand that some characters are two-dimensional and there are tropes that, you know, because they are tropes, they are mired in the old way of thinking. But it's getting to a point where it's going full social injustice whining. And, no, sorry, it's social justice whining because injustice is delicious juice tins. What's happening here? It's somebody saying, okay, you know what? We'll rewrite this because we're going to be more progressive. But if you're being so progressive, it gets to the point where it's like it's my way or the highway, but you're hijacking the ride.
Yeah.
It's not even your ride. You hitch a ride and then you're hijacking. What the hell?
Yeah, your thoughts, Will?
It's like we're all going to the same direction, so we're carpooling, but you've grabbed the wheel, and now we seem to be driving through a cornfield because we don't want to go through just sit in the traffic jam. So some of the things that I've seen, think, well, does it really matter that an NPC is gay or transgender or what have you? The job of the NPC is to give you your quest and then add a bit of character flavour, a bit of humour in the background, where they say, "Oh, that so and so I hear is a right bellend or whatever." When you've been, when you going down an evil character path, renegade path, as it were. Not, oh, this is my life story. I was born a man, but I felt I was raised. I should have been raised as a girl.
Yeah, we're going to get that.
And then I got magically.
We're going to get that in a minute.
Yeah, it just doesn't add anything to the story. It's making a character a specific way for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, just I would say for token, because basically she said there's also 4 new companions. Basically, okay, so you're going to introduce 4 new companions for the new Baldur's Gate. What is she going to say? Is she like one, comes from a past of iniquity? She learned to fight from whatever. Maybe one was grown by a dragon, and she hates humanity, stuff like that. No, all she had to say is one of whom is gay, one of whom is bisexual. That's all she had to say about them. That's wow. Can you imagine?
Well, what if I want my NPC to sexually identify as an attack helicopter? What then? This is not fair. This is discrimination. I've been discriminated against. How am I supposed to, empathise with a character because if they're not an attack helicopter? I mean, that's just outrageous.
And I'm bringing up from the chat, Scoot, and yeah, it's like they're shoehorning the stuff. It's like a big reminder is Cortez from Mass Effect 3. It's like, okay, diversity, come fucking congratulations, diversity.
Okay, so what exactly did you add for that to the game with that?
Well, an HOC, a homosexual of colour.
It's like
I did a homosexual of colour. Well, how much more inclusive do you want to be?
Yeah, and you know what the thing is? Basically, they discuss that the thing is openly gay, but the thing is, real people don't discuss their sexuality like that. Do you like? Is it like when knowing new people? Is it like a common topic of conversation? Do people usually start conversing, getting to know you by asking your sexuality?
Hey, Manos, the problem there, it's not a discussion, is people advertising.
Yeah.
Plus,
a discussion is, you know what, you're talking with people that you have a certain level of confidence, that you've developed a good rapport, and that you feel safe enough that you can discuss certain topics, specifically like sexuality. It's like you don't talk with Joe Schmo you just met 5 minutes ago, and they can say whatever they want about inclusiveness and all that, but and say okay, but you just meet this guy and then start talking because they're gay. No, you meet, like Ross said, it's an NPC. You meet them for a quest storyline, whatever. If they're going to be a part of your team, then yeah, why not? But that's after, and I'm gonna abuse the wrong term. Like in Persona, you go through their social link far enough to know what they actually, if they bad left, or if they like hot dogs more than they love pizza.
And what the worst thing about this is? Because I would have been fine with this shit. I would have been fine with it because I could stomach. I love Baldur's Gate that much. I could have stomached it. What I can't stomach is this. Now I'm linking this in the chat, these 2 images. Ra, you were talking about this before. You were saying about basically the conversation. You saw the pictures I'm linking already. It's about a conversation from the main character with an NPC talking about her is whatever the sexuality is. Can you explain what these pictures depict?
It's saying I created the name myself several years ago. My birth name proved unsuitable.
Okay.
Well,
Unsuitable?
Yeah.
Was he named the same as a king? Was he named the same as a famous person and it was told change your damn name?
No.
yeah, I mean that's
Okay.
It's just what was it? This is a union rules like in the Screen Actors Guild.
Anyway, so what's in the
Yeah.
second picture? What does he, she, whatever say?
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I was born, my parents thought me a boy and raised me as such. In time, we all came to understand I was truly a woman. I created a new name from syllables of different languages. They all have special meaning to me. It is the truest reflection of who I am.
Okay. What are your
yeah.
thoughts on this?
I didn't realise Tumblr was so widespread. It's fucking Tumblr.
Yeah, that's Tumblr speak. And not in the fun kind of Tumblr speak. 'Cause you know what? Tumblr can be a great place for cartoons and drawings and random ridiculousness that's more watered, that's like a couple levels watered down from 4chan.
Yeah.
But when you go all special snowflake and you want to be original and blah, 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 because you're a special snowflake, guess what? You're just as special a snowflake as the other 4 billion snowflakes.
Yeah, but okay, Matt, passing over the fact that we all came to understand I was truly a woman, I created my new name. In the Baldur's Gate world, which are the fucking Forgotten Realms,
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. Like,
You know what? In Forgotten Realms, I would see somebody like, I want to be a female. Somebody get me a potion.
yeah, okay. That
Somebody
would,
get me
yeah,
a god.
that would make
I'll
sense.
get transmutated.
That would make more sense. Oh my god, you're right. That would make more
Yeah.
fucking sense. There will be
All
no
this game-
transgender
Forgotten
people
Realms-
because there's fucking magic.
You know what? You know
what
what?
level is polymorph?
Those games actually do have sexual fluidity. You can actually be a creature that has no sex and turns female or male at depending of the race or the species at will.
Oh my god, there is the fucking polymorph spell.
Exactly.
There's a fucking polymorph spell. The transmutation is a level 8 sorcerer wizard spell. There's no fucking reason for transgender people to exist in the Forgotten Realms. This doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh my god, I just realized that.
Hashtag polymorph sexy.
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah. Well, if you were unfortunate to suffer from gender dysphoria, and you go to a wizard and say, I don't feel comfortable in my body. Well, yeah, you talk it over with the appropriate people. I'm not sure who they would be in the Baldur's Gate setting, but you'd go to the wizard and go, I don't like having a dongle. I want a port, and they go, here, drink this. Think about this image. What's to drink this, and then that's what you'll look like. And boom, there you are. Jobs are good, and you're now a woman, or whatever.
Yeah.
Your plums have become testicles.
Anyway, returning to the original subject before I had this great revelation, the point is there is something missing in the second picture. This is a role-playing game. The thing about isometric role-playing games, Western RPGs in general, is that you can play whatever part you want. You can be a villain, you can be. You want to be a good person, you can be. You want to be a kind of an asshole but still doing the right thing, you can be. In this, there is only 3 options. Only 3 ways you can answer this. There is, thank you for sharing your story with me. I have another question for you. An interesting past. No, I must ask you something else. 3, I have to be going now. There is no option to call this bullshit. Say that you're a freak. Say that you're stupid. There is no option to be a bad person or just say, no, I think that's stupid. There is really no other option but to be accepting. Either silently or openly.
Well, that's why the regressive left want to eliminate people's choices, because people keep making the wrong choice.
I mean, that's the
that's the big problem with democracy. You let people make choices that they'll always make the one that you often enough people will make the one that you don't want to make to cause trouble. That's why you have like sham elections in North Korea and what have you. Yeah. It's like, oh, marvelous, or Syria. It's like, wow, I've got 97% of the votes. Yeah, it's because you tortured the opposition candidates and they withdrew.
Yeah. Thank God they shoot this. This woman was a writer and not, she didn't have a head in the gameplay, because this NPC can still be killed. That made for an amusing little video. Thanks to.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw it. Ian Miles Chung. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the guy from Gamer and Ian for sharing this with us, because that was amusing. Thanks. A big shout out to the guy from Gamerangs. I can't remember the name right now.
Oh, still great. Ian Miles Chung.
Yeah, Ian Miles Chung.
Yeah.
A big shout out to him, because he's the one that brought this to my attention. So, final thoughts on this?
Depressed sigh. Tumblr, you're leaking again.
Yeah, and how does that make you feel?
Do I have to think about this? I've got more important things to think about. Like be motivated enough to fix some plumbing. Funny, that's not a euphemism.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Eagle?
Okay, so pros. We actually got more content DLC for Baldur's Gate. Hooray! Con. It had Tumblrisms.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, if anything, I want to say, if you're going to play it, enjoy it for what it is, and discard all that stuff that really irks you, or just, like Scoot said in the chat, use the secret fourth option, kill it with fire.
Or, if you're one who can make mods, make a mod to remove that shit. Please, can someone... Okay, if anyone is listening right now, spread this shit on Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, wherever. If you can make mods for Baldur's Gate, make a mod for the Siege of Dragonspear to remove all the Tumblr bullshit. I will be so grateful. Because as it is right now, I can't really invest my money in this. So, please.
Yeah, like we said, how about instead of taking away the Tumblr shit, we put in those polymorph sexy mages in there. You want to be a sexy blob? Got it. You want to be a sexy dragon female? Cool. Yeah. You want to be what was the Wordsworth horse?
Stallion.
You want to be stallion? More power to you. Just stay away from me.
Yeah, but seriously.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So we came. Really, it was cool, because really I never really thought about it. There is really no reason. I mean, homosexuals, they would have it pretty bad still in the Forgotten Realms, but transgender people, just save up, go to a mage, and get yourself changed into your ideal woman, whatever. You could even become a dragon king if you want. Yeah, I mean, that's also a possibility.
Well, you're allowing other kin to happen as well. Marvelous.
Yeah, but if they don't get killed by their relatives first.
Disclaimer there, you do not become other kin. You actually become the other species. Period.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not a kin of. You're not a halfling. You go full retard or not.
Okay, and that was it. Okay, let's get to the next subject, because we had controversy, we had a big relation. Now I want to talk about something that really made me laugh. Like, really made me laugh. Made me. Who's been. Who's heard of Overwatch here? Have you
I've
guys?
heard of it. Yeah.
I've seen the videos. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Looks like a very fun game. Love the graphics.
But,
I
like.
appreciate Tracer.
Yeah, but like with Skullgirls, there is something that went wrong. What was it?
Or somebody decided that they didn't like a pose, but they decided that the way Tracer had a victory pose, and she was like turning around, facing the other way, turning
Showing
around,
her
and you could.
butt was bad.
Yes.
Okay,
puts a trigger
let's
in
clarify
these
that this was an optional thing. Like, this was an optional victory pose. It wasn't the one she had and that's it. This was optional content, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you didn't have to do it if you didn't want to. I mean, that's the way it works. I mean, there was also some controversy about other characters in Overwatch. They were complaining about somebody was too muscular, or she basically a Miss Male character or something, and then they realised, and then somebody did alternate colour swap of one of the heavy character, I can't, whose name escapes me. So they changed their hair colour, so it's like not Tumblr-like,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
So this guy who was faking being a mother, but it wasn't that he was faking. Basically, he was saying no because
it was a guy that went full White Knight.
yeah, basically said no. I want my daughter to play this. What are we teaching her as a family? What are you doing to my family? And the guy, of course, said, so you want to play. You want your daughter to play a game where people kill and stab and shoot each other for fun? What kind of family are you trying to grow up here? That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But think of the kids.
Is it the long-standing comment where guns and blood and assassinations are good, but TNA is bad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. The female body is it's all wrong, and it's clearly not as healthy to look at as seeing someone be hacked to death or blown up good. I mean, yeah, dismembered. Yeah, that's clearly, seeing people being blown to bits is clearly more traumatizing than seeing their naughty bits. I mean,
yeah, and you don't see her naughty bits. It's just a pose that highlights her sexy butt. But the thing is, okay, first I want to talk about what was really wrong about this situation, because basically this guy complained, one guy complained, and they removed the pose. But another person made a topic, a thread in the forums of Overwatch, saying that they were wrong and that her as a woman, as a mother, didn't mind that, and that she was against them changing stuff just because one person complains and stuff. The moderators of the forums deleted that thread. Deleted it. That's really what gets me. They put it up there, but they deleted it originally.
And here's here's a quick blurb on that original thread. I got to read it before it got locked and deleted. It's actually a mother of a kid that she loves to play her MMOs. She plays WoW. She was interested in playing Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm. By the way, Tracer is going to be in Heroes of the Storm. And she was like, you know what? I play video games to have fun, to enjoy, to escape. I'm not particularly the sexiest girl out there, personally, but I like to play with sexy characters because I want to self-insert and have fun and take that moment, those 3 hours or 2 hours or 1 hour or 30 minutes of gameplay and enjoy myself and imagine I'm playing that sexy character. You know, like most MMO players with their hot Rule 63 character.
I don't really like to. I don't really like to play, as females, but I can understand the appeal. And then there are women. There are women who like to play a sexy woman. They like to play a sexy, good-looking woman who do outrageous things, like in Overwatch. But the thing is, what really bothers me is it, okay, you complain, we listen to you and we remove you and stuff. But a woman says, no, I'm mother, and no, that's not true, she provides a counterpoint, they delete the thread. That's really what gets me.
Oh, it's obviously she's the wrong kind of woman. You know, she doesn't believe goes with the herd mentality and whatever. You've seen it so many times. You know, when Sean Head got attacked by Graham Linehan, the massive hypocrite.
Yeah.
The guy who used to be funny, but you know, he's actually, when you start analysing it, all this stuff is highly problematic. Like his character, Mrs. Doyle, in Father Ted, who is obsessed with tea, and then there's Jen in the IT crowd, who, you know, woman in tech, who's bluffed in there, and she, you know, which also included jokes about a transgender person and mock disability, and it's like, looking at it, he's a proper shitlord. And then you realise, oh yeah, but no, he's a massive hypocrite, which, you know, shouldn't surprise you.
That's putting it lightly, really.
Oh, and then yes, the Tracer's pose doesn't suit a character. Oh,
you haven't played the game yet. What the fuck are you talking about?
Have you even seen the trailer for Overwatch? Also, I just put a link on the chat for South Korea, reminding us why they are best Korea.
And now we get to the fun part, because this has been, you know, this made me angry a bit at least, but then I realized this backfired spectacularly. I mean, I had to give a shout out to Alpha Magazine for his video, and most importantly for my favorite sentence ever. But, well, not ever, but right now. Trigger me timbers. This really happened. Trigger me timbers. This happened in West Korea, South Korea. It seems they didn't get the memo because it was a Heroes of the Storm event, right?
Yeah, and then she does the.
And then they had some of the best cosplayers there doing some of the characters for Heroes of the Storm, including Nova from StarCraft.
StarCraft, and then of course there was Tracer from Overwatch, and the cosplayer did the bat pose, and wow, was it rare indeed. But it's they didn't get the memo. But it's not only that. Guys, have you seen Twitter and the Overwatch forums, the Twitter, Facebook, the tag recently? How many pictures of Tracers were there? And what was their pose?
Oh, the pose can only be summed in one phrase. And I think we already posted the picture with Link going, that ass.
That ass, yeah. But the thing is, Tracer, the model, doesn't even have that good of an ass. But now because of this shit, this debacle, there's been a flood of pictures and images and drawings where she has a much nicer, much more shapely butt. She's even sexier than her character model. All the pictures have that kind of pose. And there are people who haven't even heard of Overwatch before this, but now they heard of it, and now forever and ever, whenever they're going to think of Tracer, they're going to think of that ass. So, congratulations, let's give a round of applause to this moron, because he made sure that what he didn't want to happen, what he didn't want to appear, what he thought was problematic, is going to be the first thing everyone thinks about when they think Tracer. That's hilarious to me. That's
when people go, who is this Tracer character? And they go to the Google, and it's like, oh, she's pretty hot.
It's like she's pretty hot.
I want to try it right now. Let's go to Google. Overwatch. Yeah, Tracer. There is one of her sliding. There is one hip pose with the hips. And then the first fan art of her is one where she's bending over with her ass poking out. The very first. The very first, and then there's the bat pose. Like, everything. The bat is everywhere, guys. It's, some is official art, some is fan art, but the bat is everywhere. And hips. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is incredible. It's first page in results on the images. The bat is everywhere. Thank you, outrage guy. You made sure no one is going to forget this anytime soon. Oh my god.
Well, and you know what? If you go ahead and pull up the Overwatch cinematic trailer, the character design is something you would actually kind of see in like a Disney movie. Only the design for the female characters, not just Tracer. It is a little bit sexy, but come on, you have a big badass gorilla in a mech suit.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Cool.
What?
You know what?
Yeah,
again,
I had to put some ground rules for the chat. Okay, just in case, you can post pics, links, whatever you want, but no non-safe for work links, no thanks. So, basically, you can link sexy pictures, you can link pin-ups, but no sex stuff. Just in case this gets bigger and we get some impressionable people, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, you never know, well, they may be browsing this from work, you know. I don't know.
Find your own lewds, damn it. Find your own lewds. It's what we had to do back in the late 90s.
You can tell people, you can teach people how to go fish. You're not supposed to give the people the fish.
Yeah, yes, pretty much. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, here's a quick lesson. If you want lewds, go on Reddit and go to Rule 34, or go to rule34.pahil.net, or go to Gelboru, or go to tsumino.com, or I'm giving a lot of links. This says much about me. Okay,
you pushing lewd images into the gargler, and then you see what it comes up with. You put in for whatever series you want. It's like, I want lewd images of April O'Neil. And then you gotta make sure you don't get the porn actors of April O'Neil.
Okay, old April or new April?
I don't know which one is sexier.
Why not both?
The newer one is 16.
Oh yeah, hang on. We don't work for Nintendo Treehouse. We don't approve of that sort of
April
thing.
O'Neil does not count.
Hey, 16 in Italy is legal. Just
in the UK.
Wait a minute. Wait, 16 in Italy. She's 18 in the United States because 18 is legal over here.
Okay, good. Then we're okay. Okay,
and I also like to counter. Legal does not mean moral. Remember that one, ladies and gentlemen. Legal because it's legal doesn't mean it's immoral.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, I think that there are a lot of teenagers who know a lot more about sex than most adult people of previous generations right now. And seriously, the US on these are pants back on inside insane, really. Basically, at 16, people can shoot guns and drive cars and vote, but they can't decide who they want to have sex with. No, that really doesn't make sense to me.
Because violence is okay, but a nip slip. Oh my God! Think of the children.
Yeah, but not in the way Sock just tends to.
Or can you imagine this conversation? Hey, Dad, today, I went to vote. I voted for that crazy guy. Oh, well, you just exercised your right to vote, son. Ha, 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 ha. And Dad, I took out my car for a spin today. I almost had an accident, but, I managed to swerve. I mean, that was good. Okay, son, you see, driving is fun, but try to get some more practice in. Ha, 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 ha. And, Dad, I tried the new Uzi you gave me. I even blew the brains out of a cat that I saw in the forest. Oh, good aim, son. Hey, Dad, I'd like to go out and have sex with that girl from school. You go to your room right fucking now. You immoral. Yeah.
No, wait. Those are the old school parents. because sex is because you shouldn't be having sex. Modern parents, they worry about you not having enough sex because there may be an issue with you, or then hey, maybe he or she doesn't want to have sex because maybe they're asexual, maybe they have some mental problems, maybe they need medicine.
Yeah, Americans are
maybe they're too young to think about sex. Maybe they're not mature enough to be thinking about anything other than polishing their knob.
Extremes. Really, just go the midway. Sex, an interesting sex when puberty hits, and that's the age, sadly. It's perfectly natural. Just talk with your children or your relatives, whatever. Make sure they respect the law. Make sure they're well protected. They do it safely because they're going to do it, even if you don't talk to them about it. Just make sure they don't break the fucking law in your country, even if the law can be asinine, and make sure they're safe when they do that stuff.
Yeah, and it's...
Sexual advice from the travelers. Ding!
Yeah.
Hashtag PSA. Safe sex can be fun sex too.
Yay! Okay, I'm tweeting that shit right now. I'm tweeting that shit right now.
Well, I can't reminds me of a line from the comedy series Hyperdrive from a few years back. Remember, alien sex is danger sex. So yes.
What alien?
Well, that's the question.
Are you sure it's not like Futurama where they had the sex bots?
Electric gonorrhea, the noisy killer.
I miss that show. Okay, final thoughts on Overwatch, guys. Before we go into the little surprise for this evening.
Overwatch looks like it could be fun. The part of me is wondering whether or not the initial complaint was a botched attempt at viral marketing, which creates some controversy. So people are talking about our game, which could be people would do, and then they say, "Oh yeah, we'll remove it," and then it turns out they haven't removed it. And go, "Whoops! It was all we were all trolling you, just to get you to talk about a game." I think I might respect that a bit more, rather than just pandering to one guy in a forum, and then who probably wasn't even going to buy the game at all. Because I retweeted an image I saw earlier, where someone says, "Oh, that's a bit problematic," and then the person keeps going making changes, says, "I think I got it now," and it's like, "Now will you buy it?" It's like, "No, I was never going to buy it." It's like,
yeah,
frustration.
What about you, Eagle?
Been rewatching some of the both cinematic trailers, gameplay trailers, and game videos, and I might have to pick it up because it looks pretty fun. I love the animation style, and I know it's not mobile online ballerinas are not my thing, but it's still interesting enough for me to at least plop down a month or two and enjoy it. I'd love it if they actually did a proper animation, like a program, let's say like a full season or 2 seasons of this, because what they're doing with the mythos and the whole mechs and guns and all that looks very fun. It's probably not for little kids, but I'd watch it.
Yeah. Also, it's basically it's it looks interesting, and the animation is really interesting. A lot of people say that this looks like a Pixar movie, and it does. But it may be fun. I don't really go for arena shooters, usually team shooters, stuff like that, but this could be fun. But again, this is the same problem with Skullgirls. These are people just all of a sudden deciding that they can remove stuff. It could be stuff we already paid for, and that blocks me from investing money in this. And what I found unacceptable is that the guy that complained about Tracer was totally okay, but I found the guy, the woman, the mother, basically on Twitter. Her account is at Maho Melon Ball, Maho like magic in Japanese, magical melon ball. And the fact that her differing opinion, criticizing, was closed and deleted for a while before someone threw a stink about it, because it was a differing opinion criticizing her. That's unacceptable, really. That's unacceptable. I want, because she may be listening in right now, because she replied to my tweet, and really, that's unacceptable for me.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, depressing, but okay. Moving on to the surprise of the evening, because guys, we're about to give you some music on this channel. And it's a very particular kind, because let me tell you about something. I basically, last Sunday we had a blast with Alakia. We talked about Batman vs Superman. We criticized it. We talked about it a lot, and we say what we do about it. And then I kept thinking about it, because I found I had more things to say. And when I basically, I like to write lyrics, mostly hip hop lyrics. So
you fancy yourself a rapper?
Sorry?
You fancy yourself a rapper?
No, I fancy myself someone who likes lyrics and likes hip hop. I don't want to call myself a rapper, because okay, I like to rap. Anyway, I started writing verses, and then I wrote a hook, and then I opened the Reaper for the first time in months, and then I started recording, and then I started adding ad-libs, and equalization, and compression. Anyway, so I did a rap view of Batman vs Superman. It's a review in rap form. So, basically, we're going to put this right on, and see you in 3 minutes 23, I guess.
Today is a day for truth.
That's how it starts. Feeling of powerlessness. But turns good man.
In the past, team made us love the Batman. Christopher taught us to look up to the Superman. Yet this movie left me no hope, and plotting for a news I see no line but the end of the road. If you like blurry facts, and you'll be pleased, but the heart of a hero film just wasn't reached. The script is a mess, the mood the best playing so directionless, I can call it Zane. Stuff's motivations make no sense whatsoever, got no use since Lex blackmails him later. Batman's makes sense, not thanks to Zack, but he kills people. Care to explain that? Here goes the title fight, it's kinda cool, but hold on tight, cause Koi is a tool. The climax gets Lois laying down the sewer. Your mom's name Martha, best friends forever. Take away the red and the man's only blue. Show me the man of tomorrow. Now the bat kills, it should start with you. Not even George Clooney went this far. Wonder Woman looks good in a cocktail dress. I don't need to see her in a cocktail dress. You chose the wrong way for her to impress. Show me the MS of Princess.
If we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
I don't think you've ever known a woman like me.
We got a great Diana, but no shoulders, no glory. The Doomsday looks silly and he lacks a story. Jesse plays himself, he's a horrible author. I think Zack Snyder needs a comic book tutor. Also needs to learn how to properly direct it. Those great money shots, but he sucks at sex. No establishing shots, no idea for a pace. Movie-wise, it's fapping in a viewer's face. Irons and Affleck are a duo, dynamic. They say the Batman scenes, and now I'm frantic to see the solo movie. I think they should take us for a little peek under the red hood. Saving a fort is just not worth it. If you saw the trailers, that's pretty much all of it. But we didn't get to the biggest fail. We got the Justice League as vines on an email. Take away the red and the man's only blue. Show me the man of tomorrow. Now the bat kills, it should start with you. Not even George Clooney went this far. Wonder Woman looks good in a cocktail dress. I don't need to see her in a cocktail dress. You chose the wrong way for her to impress. Show me the MS of Princess. Flash looks bored, and now he wears armor. Take a fucking hint from a TV series. Oh, big, we've only seen a head and a torso. Is the old man even still his father? And Aquaman looked out of place in the sea?
How do you even fuck up like that?
But to tell the shampoo brand I'll buy some for me?
Just go ahead and Jimmy Olsen yourself.
Let the record show that this committee holds him responsible.
What have you done?
Yeah, so that was a thing. So
That's good. That's good.
how did you like it? How do you like
I
it?
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honest
That
opinion.
was good. That
Honest
was good. I mean, you know,
Something. You're making me
it was
worried.
a thing. It was a thing, and I liked it. What more do you want me to say?
I don't know.
Some good rhyme schemes on there, and
Mhm.
you know, I've heard worse on the radio.
Hey, if Future can have a career as a rapper, oh, I think I just started my first feud. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think Future hears this. But seriously, that guy only raps with autotune, and I heard one song where he didn't use it. Like the rap critic said, it sounded like someone was holding his hand on a stove and didn't let it go until he finished the verse. So, you know, okay, so, yeah, I was worried because I didn't input exactly the microphone. I put in Microsoft Sound Mapper, but thankfully, they could hear me just fine, so we didn't waste 1 hour of podcast with my because I couldn't hear it. You couldn't hear my voice. Okay, so moving on from rapping, now we're getting about something. This involves beauty, but also involves the precipitation of relationships between us and Nihon, based Japan.
Yeah, it's another censorship change, right? Yeah. Star Ocean 5.
Star Ocean 5.
These panties are too sexy. Let's change them. Oh no, now they look like nappies or diapers, and like, well, that's
not granny panties.
I'm led to believe they look like diapers, which makes this everything a very different audience. It's like, oh god, they're all in diapers. That's weird and creepy. I don't think I want. That's not
okay.
That's not my fetish. Go, take it away. Take it away.
Okay, so this was first brought to my attention by Mambot, at Mambot on Twitter, mostly because she posted the debacle, but also the reaction of the Japanese fans on the article, because I can understand them being pissed. So, to go more in detail, Igor, want to explain what the hell are we talking about? Granny panties, tongs, pantsu, what the hell is happening?
Okay, so Star Ocean is a long-standing series of games from, I believe, Square Enix. It's been a while since I paid attention there, and it's been quite a while since the last game came out on 360 and PS3. So a lot of fans were like, you know what, we're jonesing for a new one. And early last year, we got a few images on the new character design. It looks pretty solid. Good 3D isometric view for the RPG. And lately, we began more information where one of the characters, where you can do an upskirt shot on her. People did not appreciate the fact that she had pretty much only a thong on. So instead of, people that don't like what other people like.
No, all right. Anyway, so what did they do?
So they complained, and for the Western audience, instead of having pretty much a thong, we're having what appears to be pretty much diaper or a nappy, as they say it in England.
Let's be clear, we're not talking about they modified it for the Western release. They modified the actual game, even in Japan, because of this complaining, right?
Pretty much. I need to recheck that. I need to resource that.
Yeah, because otherwise there would be no reason for Japanese to get angry about this. So they didn't modify the game for the Western release. They modified the game. Stop. Total. Even Japanese people are going to get granny panties, diapers, whatever.
Let me check Nishi Gamer, because I usually go there.
Yeah, I usually check, with Mambot, because she's on the level, because she's in Japan, she's the first to hear about this kind of stuff. But, yeah, pretty much, they changed even the Japanese release. And I can understand him being angry. Okay, I'm going to read the comments that she Yeah. You confirm?
Sorry. Yeah, it's Japan also, not just the West.
Yep. And basically, all the comments, all the reaction for the Japanese have been ballistic.
And you know what? I'll be honest. Let me link a picture of a before and after.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me open up that picture.
Yeah, we're posting a pic of an skirt in the chat, guys. Ooh.
Yeah. That's before.
Yeah, that's before. Looks like normal underwear.
Well, looks a little risque because you get to see a little bit more.
Most girls wear those kind of panties.
It's not quite a thong, but it's pretty nice.
Yeah. You know, it's
and after
possibly from
okay. Now pay attention. Now here's the Now let me go ahead and post the other one. Where is that image? Oh yeah, there it is.
Go ahead.
And now. And just if you don't care, if you don't trust me, that's the after.
Okay. Yep. My grandmother doesn't wear that kind of underwear.
Yeah. Now here's the thing is, they edited one on the one that kind of looks like a more younger girl, while the female mage character in the background is pretty much wearing a patch cloth.
That's Fiore. That's Fiore.
Across her body. It's not even white and black. It's not even a Harlequin type jumpsuit.
Yeah,
it's just
black and nothing. Checkered. Black and nothing. You can see her
I
skin.
would have thought they would have censored her.
No.
Those are some unusual fishnet stockings, to say the least. Bloody hell.
I'm going to link the translated comments for some choice comments from the Japanese audience. So this is what I'm talking about when I say the crumbling of the relationships between Japan and West. Foreigners are shit. All foreigners plays games where you slaughter people indifferently, so they got a lot of nerve to speak up about small things like this in other countries' games. Foreign teens will slut your underwear anyway. Do not consort with foreigners. This is the same failure as the Street Fighter V devs. Make separate versions for Japan and the foreigners, you incompetent fucks. Gaijin are impossibles. Way to prostrate yourself to your What's Masters devs. And fuck foreigners.
Foreigner.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? At this point, you know what? I still want to pretty much a golf clap at Kenichiro Takaki for still believing in the tits are life and asses hometown with Senran Kagura. The guys at Ninja that continue to make the sexy girls in DOA sexy. Because they know their audience. They know they're going to pander to their audience as hard as they can, and they're still going to sell. Yeah. They're not kowtowing and bowing to people that, it's Yeah. No, just if you're not the audience, like the post that Raw put it on Twitter earlier. If you're not the audience, if you're not paying for it, SDFU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this is a very weird and, very unpretty way of censoring stuff. If you don't want upskirts, there is a way to do it without doing this shit. There is a JRPG that I played recently from IF, that it's called Omega Quartet. Basically, when you try to get a peek under the upskirt of the main characters, they cover themselves. They put a hand on their skirts, don't let you peek, and make a cutesy reaction, they blush and everything. So They played on that.
Doesn't one of them go full tsundere and chastise you?
Sorry?
Doesn't one of them go full tsundere and chastise you?
Yeah, but I can't hear Japanese, so... Yeah, I can't speak Japanese, so yeah, she's tsundere, but the thing is, they played with that. Okay, so we can let you pick up the skills, but here's some cute reactions, so tit for that and all that, you know? So I guess that maybe they couldn't put in that in the release because it's too far in development, but this is still a very bad way of solving this matter. Really bad.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? What do you think a better way to do this would have been, guys? Or if they should have done it as what are your thoughts, really?
There's I can understand certain concerns that there's a lot of, especially in recent years, there's a lot of sexualization of young people, usually young girls, and online exploitation and such, people being groomed and such, and games games are played a lot by children, and the children are impressionable and etc. So I can understand them not wanting to fall afoul of what might be Canadian anti-child porn laws or what have you, because they're young people and you see a flash of upskirt.
Uh-huh.
But I really does the game need the fan service? Can it carry on its own? I mean, we've seen so many anime shows where it's like there's nothing but fan service, and it's like not enough to carry. But a little bit every now and again is fine. And then because fan service takes multiple, forms. For example, the trailer in for The Force Awakens, Chewie, we're home. That's fan service.
Yeah.
But then so is Princess Leia in the gold bikini. That's also fan service, but it's a different
The thing is, there's fan service, and then there's just blatant titillation.
Yeah, exactly.
With emphasis
there
on
is fan
tits.
service. The good fan service, I think, is the one that you don't know this is fan service, because it's something like you said, Slave Leia's. Yes, it was fan service, but it also made sense because she was captured by a perverted giant slug. Of course, she's going to make her wear something sexy, right, Eagle?
Yep.
That's what I would do if I was an interstellar crime lord who captured a pretty lady who tried to kill me. I'd make her dress as something sexy to punish her.
Yeah, also
and guess
here.
What?
Go,
guess
Eagle,
what?
go, Eagle.
Even then, when she was still dressed up as a slave with a chainmail bikini and in chains and everything, guess who choked the giant shit-looking blob bitch?
It was the sexy girl in the bikini. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Also, and then there is here, because, okay, so, guys, there are girls that wear tongs, and there are girls that wear miniskirts, even if they're teens. That happens.
Oh.
Now, if you have basically this camera that can, look around the character models everywhere, you can't just turn off that kind of... it's not like you can turn off that kind of thing for just one character or whatever. That won't be feasible, programmable at all. So you can't just, but this made sense because she wears miniskirt, she wears that kind of underwear because she's not a baby, she doesn't wear diapers, so it makes sense. I'm sorry, you can remove it. No, they put it in diapers. So yeah, they really went a really bad. This is not something that could have been removed safely in any way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's that gray area too, where it also brings back the whole old school censoring of violent games back in the early to late 90s when they wanted to censor all those bloody games, all those. At the end of the day, if your kids are playing those games, it's because you as a parent either are watching them, and when they have any questions, concerns, they come to you and you explain them properly, or B, you just went to the store, bought it because the kid wanted it and was being a little twat, and you just did not want to. You just wanted them to stop crying, and you never saw what they were actually playing, like giving a 7-8-year-old Grand Theft Auto. Excuse me. And Scoot on the chat brings a good point. For example, blatant titillation isn't totally a bad thing, like Senran Kagura, which is
Dead or Alive Extreme 3.
Oh, just Dead or Alive series. Come on, the original leader of Team Ninja, when he said, "You know what? I can make a fighting game like everybody else to compete with Street Fighter, but I want people to look at this and say, hey, this looks awesome." The original DOA wasn't that far off from Virtual Fighter. It looked a little bit smoother. Yeah. And then we get DOA 2, where you can set your age to 99 and include the jiggle effect.
Yeah, I remember.
But guess what? But let's be honest. It wasn't just the girls there showing off their goods.
Yeah,
how many guys are sporting 6-packs and really ripped and
the ass and the abs, and also I have to say, after also having seen the interviews with Dead or Alive Extreme, dudes, technically, animating the jiggling and of the butt and the ass and everything and the abs and the muscles, that's a fucking good engine. It's not easy to do stuff like that.
Oh, it's some hard. No, they've done some serious work coding that bad boy. So yeah.
Is it somewhat superfluous to the nature of the game? Yeah, it is. But it's a nice thing to enjoy. It's like you can enjoy fine art and everything, but sometimes you just want to see street art.
Yeah. Also, if basically. Also, there is the fact, basically, these people don't fight in, sports bras, so of course there's gonna be some jiggling. Also, let's be honest here. You're a female ninja, assassin, whatever, and you don't use that obvious weapon in your arsenal, there are very few men who will get at least a little distracted by a titillating bosom. Let's be honest.
Okay. Here. I'll need to toss a shout out to I'm not sure if you guys listen or see his videos, to Gaijin Goomba, who actually did a review with his wife of Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus, and talked about the nature of kunoichi, of female ninjas. They are seductresses. They're basically the Japanese version of Matahari.
Yeah.
So back in the day, ninjas they weren't the whole. Well, they may have. We don't know, but the whole magical ninja disappearing, vanishing.
No.
It was because they were basically
hid in plain sight. They hid in plain sight.
Exactly, because they were old school special forces. They were trained to do what to do to assassinate or kill. While the female kunoichis, they were taught to blend in and be infiltration and information specialists.
Yeah, also the kunai, it's shaped like that because the original were the shovels people used to garden. They blended because they mistook them for that, and the next thing you know, your throat is gone. So yeah. Okay, so before we get to the final section of the podcast, your final thoughts on this mess with Star Ocean 5.
It's retarded.
Yeah. Like
most of the censorship we've seen for the last couple of days. A couple of things. It's storm in a teacup. If you don't like sexy fighting games and sexy RPGs, don't buy them, don't play them. Should there be more? Should there be fewer sexy RPGs so you can get that thing? Yes, but with the way how games are, if you don't like a game, you can write one. Bloody hell, you can get a walking simulator in whatever engine it is, or you put something in Twine in a day. You could create an interactive story there where we pretend to be somebody else.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, if you want something entertaining that doesn't rely on, jiggling titties, you know, if it's not titty all day every day for you, then go create your own. It's not too hard, and we get free assets or whatever. And Scoop pointed out Firewatch. There you are.
For Firewatch, yeah. And okay, for that, just a little bit off topic. This the game that I said no total biscuit. This is the game, the review where I said no total biscuit. You're wrong. You're wrong. You can't say that this thing has great voice acting and writing when one of the characters just said you don't feed them a knuckle sandwich. No one says that. No one. Sorry.
No one in the modern age world or in the real world, if it's a fantastic or made up world, maybe it's like asking.
It was in the 80s. I don't think
exactly.
I think the knuckle sandwich is a thing of the 90s, really. So
80s, well, back.
Yeah,
but it's a catchphrase like the thing saying it's clobbering time.
Yeah. But the thing is, it was lame, really. Okay. Anyway, returning to the subjects. Okay. Anything else you want to add on Star Ocean 5? Anyone?
Star Ocean 5. I'm still probably gonna get it just for the storyline and because I'm a masochist and love my Japanese RPGs and the grind fests. I'm sad to hear and see it's gonna be censored this way. The fact that it's gonna be censored, period.
Yeah.
Because games like this don't need censoring. Well, they do sometimes because sometimes there's stuff that's not apt for minors or apt for.
Yeah, but sometimes they just. There is the ESRB anyway.
Some of the content but if anything, it's remember your audience. Remember if there's a new audience coming in, make sure you put the caveat there, sir, and remember that
exactly.
Hey, not everybody's gonna be really approachable.
Yeah, I agree completely. Basically, before you get to do anything, or when you want to do something creative for someone else, for an audience, before even putting down the first finger, the first line of code, the first scratch, think about who you're writing this for. And speaking of which, I have to, before we get into the final spot of the program, I have to apologize to the listeners from Torrential Downpour, because do you remember when we had that discussion about Dark Souls, the Dark Souls series? What did I say about what were my thoughts about that?
It wasn't for you.
Okay.
No, it was. That's what I remember, but I've been drunk since then, so you'll have to refresh my terrible memory. Sorry.
Well, okay, so pretty much I said that it wasn't for me because I felt that it didn't have enough reward for the amount of effort, for the difficulty and stuff in it. And then I played it again. And I realized, no, wait, this is it. I started playing, Demon's Souls. I went back to the very beginning, and I was like, this isn't too difficult. I can be careful. Then I died, but then I died, but I didn't feel it was unfair. There were some unfair things, but because I was extra careful, they didn't get me. So when I died, I didn't feel that it was because the game was unfair. It was because, oh well, I can do better next time. And then I realized, wait a fucking minute. I didn't hate this thing because of the difficulty spike. I hated this because of all the damn backtracking. That's why I don't like these games. That's why I stopped playing these games. Because it's not because they were difficult, but because all the fucking artificial length they have. They set up in a way that you have to lose time every time to get to the point where you died. Basically, you can't retry the part that made you that made you die, so you get better and that. You have to do a perfect run every single time to progress. And that really irks me. No, all the backtracking is that turns me off, not the difficulty.
Manos.
Yeah.
Scoot in the chat says, #get good.
Yeah, but the problem is I had to get good. To get good, I had to waste time on things that I was already good at in the first place. This is artificial lengthening of the gameplay hours, and I don't like that. Okay, moving on to another thing. Yeah, go. Go.
So we saw that in various BioWare games like Mass Effect. Like, I'll just go down on thing on the left and then go, oh no, we need you to get back up by the Normandy if a Mass Effect project. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm going to sit in this 5-minute elevator ride. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, pretty much.
So and now you have to go and do this, and it's like, it's a pain in the plums, to say the least.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, and speaking of another thing that makes me angry, really, everything, almost everything I've seen of this game so far makes me angry. I thought I had gotten over that, but then a lot of stuff came out all at the same time, and just, what the fuck am I watching? What the fuck is this? Why are you doing this, Square Enix? Why? I'm talking about Final Fantasy 15, of course, because recently...
Final Fantasy 15, the Final Fantasy 15 that's been renamed 3 times and has been in development hell for the last 10 years?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, wasn't that something that happened to Duke Nukem Forever?
Yeah, also the thing that was supposed to be another part of the Final Fantasy 13 compilation and then turned into a Final Fantasy main because they told that, because all the hype, because all the development hell would make it sell more. Yeah, that's the thing. And more things. Okay, so I played the original demo that came out with how do you say? With Type 0, with the PlayStation 4 version of Type 0, and I had a few problems with it. First, the fighting was a mess, the lock-on camera was a mess because it didn't follow the enemy you were locked on around, so the fights were artificially difficult because they threw enemies at you over and over, otherwise you could just mash the button, and... it was pretty to look at, even if not realistic. Basically, now they threw out the new demo, the Platinum demo, and now they put out the first episode on an anime. They're supposed to be a tease to the game. And, okay, the demo didn't solve... The only problem they solved with the demo was the fucking camera. Everything else is still there. The combat is fucking sluggish. It's not fun. It's supposed to be an action RPG, but it doesn't have the mobility of an action RPG. Nomura, I mean, it shows that many people worked on this one after the other, because Nomura, the actual fighting system sucks, but Nomura worked on Kingdom Hearts. If anything, that series have incredible fighting. This thing sucks. It's sluggish. It doesn't feel natural. Final Fantasy XIV has more fun combat than this shit. That's saying something. That's a fucking morpg. It's not supposed to be like that. It's well. Okay, so you haven't played either of the demos, right, guys?
No, not into Final Fantasy. Well, the fact that there's a multiple... The naming, let's call it Final Fantasy, did for a short while stick in my craw, when I realised, okay, I know why they call it Final Fantasy.
Okay,
but then it's the fact that so many, they don't follow on from each other.
Yeah.
I would be fine if it was a single franchise, it's all in the same setting, but it's not.
Yeah.
If it was like your
anyway, so
Street Fighter Turbo X, whatever.
Yeah. You'll have to trust me on the gameplay, but you can... Okay, for Sonic guys, as I said, the realism in the original demo wasn't really realism, because you had people having a truck stop basically in the middle of the forest with a behemoth on the prowl at 200 meters away. That doesn't make any fucking sense, first. And second, now in the new demo, basically they revealed more of the city. Basically, I was skeptic because it didn't look like Venice. It's supposed to be inspired by Venice, and I thought Venice is not like that. It's much more beautiful, it has a lot more colors. The architecture is right, I have to say. They got that right. But the colors are not all there, something off, but I could do that. Then I went to the Citadel part of the demo. You know Venice, right? It's a fucking, basically it's an island in the middle of the sea. Just a few meters away from the coast.
Yes, it's canals.
Okay, so the Citadel is a part of that city with skyscrapers built on it. Giant skyscrapers of metal and steel. What would happen? Because realism, you know, what would happen in reality if they built those kind of things on Venice, on top of Venice?
Well, you ain't going to build something like that unless you got some super duper freaky hyper technology, because shit's going to get ruined soon. It's either going to sink, or you can't build from foundations and it's fall to bits.
They are going to sink. That's the problem, because Venice has a little problem. It's sinking constantly. Every year, Venice sinks a little more into the sea because of all the stuff that's built on top. You can actually see the scars, the signs. First it was here, then it was up here, then it keeps sinking. And that's without any skyscrapers. Can you imagine?
You know what other city is sinking like that?
No,
Mexico City. Because Mexico City was built originally on a lake.
Yeah.
It was terraformed. And every year it sinks a few centimeters, if not a few inches.
Yeah, and you don't have them. So that's not realistic, because that thing is supposed to be like centuries old, the city, the stuff, and you don't build skyscrapers if you know that your city is sinking. If you want to be inspired by Venice, you can't put fucking skyscrapers on Venice. Okay, then let's move on to something we all watched. The Brotherhood, the first episode of the teaser anime for Final Fantasy 15. First, the name.
Romance Hood?
No, Brotherhood. No, the name, because it is the
that's
same
not Brotherhood.
name.
That's not Brotherhood. Brotherhood was Full Metal Alchemist. This is Final Fantasy 15. Romance Hood.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to piggyback on the Google searches for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, because that's also a series they Square Enix published, because they own the rights to the manga and the anime. So I think they're trying to piggyback on that. But you seen the first episode. You go first. What do you think of it?
Me, as the resident bigger weeb of the group, you know what? Character design, animation is actually pretty good. I love how the Marilith or Lamia looked. All the character design, all the weapons design, all the mecha design, pretty solid. The storyline looks interesting, but at the end of the day, for me, it's still not a Final Fantasy. It would have been great if it would have been an independent IP, and just go from there, kind of like Kingdom Hearts. It's inspired by Final Fantasy, but it's its own thing. And if anything, I'm thinking maybe Tetsuya Nomura's not working so much on this one because I'm not seeing enough zippers.
Yeah, it shows that it passed dance over the years. Like, I think they they just stuck Nomura on the finishing touches, and then they use his name because he's a big name, despite some controversial choices.
Oh, Scoot in the chat. Yeah, the Yaoi fans are so gonna
Yeah, okay,
eat this up.
we're getting into that in a minute. Okay, so Will, did you see it? What are your general thoughts about the episode?
I didn't see it. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan for better
I
or worse.
linked it.
So I must have forgotten. I was quite tired earlier, and this was not in the mood to do things. I apologise for being crap, but it's been hard for me the last couple of days, so I've not seen it. I do apologise. I will.
It's okay.
We'll look at it. We'll look at
Okay.
it some other time,
Anyway,
probably.
For me, okay, the designs I wasn't a fan of. Okay, the Lamia was basically they weren't bad, but they were pretty average. The animations again were not bad, but they were average, especially the fighting animations. Especially dudes, we had One Punch Man last year, and all the dudes who worked on that were freelancers. There is no excuse for this unless you want to save money, and really, and of course, and then story-wise, because I don't want, I had to consider this both as his own thing and as a teaser for the game. They fail at both things. Okay, first because okay, let's go first into the characters, because that's where really. What do you think of the actors? The characterization of the group. Were they interesting to you? Because that was boring to me. That was really boring.
For me, the thing is, they're pushing a narrative that is in medias res, meaning it's we're starting in the story at the middle of something bigger. And you know what? For a lot of Final Fantasies, that is the case, because you pick up, except for the first one, you pretty much pick up at something's already happening, and we just jump in there. But for this, it's like here's 4 guys. One of them's a prince, and the rest of it is attachés. And it's like, okay, one of them they're working the stereotype / archetypes so hard that you're like, okay, one's the tragic prince, the other one's the tight-lipped, serious one, the other one's the big bruiser bro type, and the other one's the completely cool dork.
Yeah, it's not only about the archetypes for me. It's also about how they just. Okay, so Genocide Heart told me that maybe that's because how Japanese men act around each other. If that's so, wow, that's really boring. Like really boring.
Again, I'm gonna bring that back to that discussion we had on chat on Skype the other day. What happens there is it's not so much that it's a Japanese thing. Well, it is a Japanese thing, but it's more of a. Remember, it's Prince Noctis, and they're all his attachés. They work for him before being his friends. They are his bodyguards, and they are his retainers. And as buddy as they want to be, there is that certain level of you still need to respect the crown.
Yeah, and that's it can be that, and that's where it gets me, because not only we get even if at the beginning of the game, because they're going to begin as they are ready, because from what we get, they were on the road for a marriage or whatever when the Fire Nation attacked or whatever. So at the beginning of the game, they already will be in this relationship. So not only we don't see the characters meet each other, grow together, tighter as a group, as a fighting force, as friends, as comrades in arms, like the other Final Fantasy, because they already said their relationship. We don't see it happen, but the kind of relationship is boring as fuck. And they themselves are boring.
I'm gonna have to go against you on this one, Manos. Because that's how Final Fantasy IV started. Also in medias res, Cecil and Cain went to attack another country. They tried to plunder for a crystal, and they come back.
It's not because in media res for the story. It's in media res for the characters. all the main characters of this thing already know each other. In Final Fantasy IV, that was Kane,
that was Cecil and Kane, and all
Cecil, Kane, and Rosa. That's it.
And Sid.
And Sid, but that's it. Everyone
else.
else.
But later on, but I get it. Later on, we meet more characters, new characters, and you get to see Cecil as a Dark Knight, and then as a Paladin, his growth. But the problem is, it's still a beta. It's still a demo. There's so much missing from the beginning of the story that we still don't know, and they're guiding us in one direction. And as much as we want to say they're doing it wrong, I don't want to judge just based on that. I just want to judge based on the mechanics.
But the thing is, this supposed to be...
I get what you're trying to say. That you know what, it's not trying hard enough to get my attention to care about the characters.
Yeah, basically that's what I wanted to... Okay, so we can judge the whole game. The problem is, this is supposed to be a teaser of what we can expect. It's not what all the game, but it's supposed to be an indication of what we can expect from how these people interact with each other for most of the game. And also how they tell the story. And they suck at that. Because Merilith, we see in the episode that I didn't really like her design. Because I remember her fantastic design from Final Fantasy IX. That was fucking great. But, so I didn't like her design that much. But basically, they show at the beginning of the episode that this is the monster that killed, basically, Noct's mother and almost killed him. And they show that he meets the thing again in the episode. Dude, you don't know marketing, you don't know teasing, you don't know trailers. It would be much better from a teaser standpoint. Okay, we show this thing with his mother and the monster happening in the anime, and then, so you go to play the game, you see the monster appearing. Oh, this is the monster from the anime that killed his mother. Oh my god, that would be better. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but for example, Scoot saying in the chat, it's like lots of action, shallow characterization, which is what a lot of us are commenting at the same time.
Yeah.
And we just don't care about them. It's like, yeah, so he's Noctis, so he's the tragic prince protagonist that has to get back revenge for his family and country and whatever, and his 4 cool buddies.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3 cool buddies. Do we care? Really.
We don't care. We're not given a reason to care. They tell us we should care, but they don't show us why we should care. It's like
because
you know,
because he's a
yeah. Go ahead.
Because he's a prince, and he's a prince. He's going to be an Avenger. Oh, wait a minute, isn't that Sasuke from Naruto?
Yeah, pretty much. Also, he has the same duck butt hair. Also, it's. Yeah, it's also similar to the Ra. It's similar to the World War Z movie. Brad Pitt, the main character. We're supposed to care about him. Why? Because he has a family. That's pretty much the same thing, right?
I have a family. I don't care about me. I mean, what? Just because you got a family, it doesn't mean I care about you. I mean, it's. You need more of a reason to care about somebody than he's got a family filled with bad child.
Yeah, he does revenge or whatever.
Yeah, the motivations for some of these characters are terrible, but then lots of motivations for things are terrible.
Yeah, this is again. So that's point. Now there is also a movie that it's going to be about people dying for Nox. But it's not good. Just as it's not interesting. It's actually making me angry, not interested, because this is supposed to be a tease of the kind of storytelling or the kind of characters we can expect in the game. Coupling this with what I saw in the demo from the kind of design and the kind of fun I can have with the gameplay, which wasn't fun at all. This kind of sucks. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but at least the Final Fantasy XIII had color. This doesn't even have that. They're trying to be... They try to say, okay, this is realism, but reality doesn't have that few colors. Or did I miss something recently?
Again, that's what I say. You know what? If this wasn't the Final Fantasy in name,
It would have...
it would have been okay. It's like the thing is, it's diverged so much into the most. It's not even steampunk or cyberpunk, or it's some weird fusion. If it wasn't named Final Fantasy, if it was named something else, people were like, okay, let's try this. See what this looks like, tastes like.
Yeah.
And because it has all those Final Fantasy elements, I think people were gonna bitch about it because you have magic like Final Fantasy, you have weapons like Final Fantasy, you have summons like Final Fantasy. Well, yeah, it's the same company.
Okay, by the way, I think we started a discussion between people and Grams, Mark Kern, on Twitter. I don't know. Anyway, basically, okay, so last 10 minutes, and now we get to what really matters to Square Enix. They say that to consider this game a success, they have to break the 10 million sales on copies. Only Final Fantasy VII ever did that. No other Final Fantasy in history. Do you think you can do... you first, Ra. Do you think they can do that with this setup?
No. You ain't gonna... No game is gonna sell 10 million copies. Quite frankly, it's... You know, Candy Crush that had more than 10 million downloads and whatever, but that was like free to play, pay to win sort of thing. This is something that's going to cost me what, 50, 60 bucks?
69 if I can do that.
Woohoo, 69. I'm dropping the best part of 70 notes on something. Give me no, there's no way it's going to break even on that. Why do they let these retards spend this kind of money? Is it like a bloody Star Citizen? I mean, they're hoping to crowdfund it or whatever and take the money and run.
Now they're trying with the anime and an event and a movie, a CGI movie, prequel or whatever. They're still spending money.
Like? You know what's that smelling like?
No.
It's smelling like Mighty Number 9 and then the other series that he wanted to do. The red guy. I can't remember his name.
I don't know. So, okay, I guess what you...
It's like, you know what, they're trying to do too much stuff, and that's what's the problem right now with Square Enix.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you had your... because I've been a fan since the original NES version game.
Yeah.
And you know what? Every new generation of systems, you're gonna have a new block of Final Fantasies.
Uh-huh.
But for example, with Final Fantasy, when they did the first CGI movie, Spirits Within, people were like, "This is not Final Fantasy. It only has keywords and quote unquote summons." Or eidolons, or whatever you want to call it. And it didn't feel like Final Fantasy. But you know what? It helped as an experimental piece to help the CGIs get better going forward. And then with Final Fantasy 10 and 11, it was a complete divergent because 10 was a completely different storyline, a different way of playing it. And then 11 was the complete MMO that was based a lot off of both Ultima in EverQuest.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you weren't hardcore for the first 8 years, you weren't getting anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
and then when they had
do you think they can sell?
What?
Do you think they can sell 10 millions of this?
I think they're going to be able to sell 10 million of everything, not just the game.
So
of the whole project, of the whole 15 project.
No,
the
those are free.
The movie,
The anime
whatever
and the movie
type,
are free.
and the game. Not
The
just the
anime
game.
and the movie are free.
The game, no.
The game, no.
The game's not going to sell 10 million.
At all.
I don't think so.
No. Okay, so we're almost there. We got 5 minutes left, and okay, so a bit of public service for Baldur's Gate. Basically, on the forums of the game, the devs are complaining that they're getting negative reviews on GOG and Steam for the game because of the joke line by Minsk about Gamergate and the transgender cleric NPC and stuff like that. But that's not true, because the game I just seen, it's buggy as fucking hell. That's why it's getting lambasted on Steam. Just public service announcement for the people out there. And okay, so we're almost there. So anything you want to say, because we had some fun, but we also had a lot of negative sentiment in this podcast. So, Eagle, Ra, what do you think people should do to? What would you suggest to liven up a little, to have fun?
If it's still showing, go see Deadpool. Go find some quality porn, and hopefully it won't be like what Pornhub did on Friday with the April Fools. Basically made everything corn related, which was top. That was very funny.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Okay, so
I
Deadpool
would,
if you can. Otherwise,
I'm sure there's something on. Oh, new series of Archer has started.
oh,
And
yeah.
Archer is great because it is. Though also apparently the Rush Hour TV series has started. I don't know if that's any good or not, but yeah, Archer. Continue watching Forged in Fire on the History
Okay.
Channel because that's brilliant. Because competitive bladesmithing is awesome.
okay. What about you, Eagle?
Right now, waiting up on the newest, it's newest anime for this season that started pretty much this weekend. I'm waiting for subs for Macross Delta because
Okay.
hell yeah, Meltrandi, sexy ladies.
Ooh.
And probably gonna try and get a copy of Street Fighter V because I've been hyped up by a lot of friends, and even with the edit, the edit with for Rainbow Mika's butt slap.
If you buy it for PC, you can mod that back in.
Honestly, I don't need the Rainbow Mika butt slap. I just need Laura's Bonita shirt.
Oh yeah,
Have you seen all that delicious underboob?
delicious indeed. Okay, as for myself, I suggest to you guys that also anime. We could make an anime episode the next time, right? That would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
fine.
so Macross Delta, I have to check that out. But for me, 3 animes came out this last week, and I'm like, oh my god, good anime is coming back. One is of course JoJo Bizarre Adventure Part 4. Diamond is unbreakable. Diamond is Crash, you know. Okay, then there is the Ace Attorney anime, which is actually pretty fun if you're a fan of the. It's pretty average, better than average, but if you're a fan of the series, it's a very good time. And then there is the first episode of Boku no Hero Academia. Wow. I really needed a show that made me believe in superheroes again after Batman vs Superman. These are very fun, very heartfelt look at superheroes, and I really like it. I suggest you go watch these 3 animes, guys.
Yeah, you have to put them in the chat what they are and what subs do I want to look for, because it's all very well saying this is brilliant, but I don't want Crunchyroll badly mangled, badly localized subs.
That's an argument. That's a subject for the next episode, I guess. Okay, guys, thank you for listening to the Italian Pod. As always, you can find us here every Sunday, usually at 9 p.m. British Standard Time. And if you liked it, follow us on Twitter. We each have a Twitter account, Lord Ra, at Eagle Ceres, at Mainoskine. And then you can follow us on Facebook. The links are all in the description. So I hope we see you next time. We're probably going to do an anime-only episode of saving big-ass controversies. Because you can never be too sure that's not going to be something like that. We live in strange times, my friend. It's, because I have one friend. Yeah. Okay, I hope you also enjoyed my try at rapping. I'm going to upload that to our new SoundCloud channel. I'm going to link that in the description as well. I didn't link it before. Anyway, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hasta luego.
Well,